This episode of the Red Bull Rant is brought to you by the fine patrons that support us through patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. You can support us for the low price of $1 a month, and you can get exclusive content, including a monthly wrap-up for the New York Red Bulls. We want to send a special shout-out to our patrons who support us at $5 a month. That is our producer-level reward. Thank you to Jeremiah Dempster and William Martin. Now, on to the show.
The Red Bull Rant is a free-flowing conversation amongst three lifelong wackos that may contain adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, my friends, to the Should Never Ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapicco.
I'm Pat McDonald.
I'm Truman, in this episode 277, Beauty Shot.
Ooh. Classy Freddie Blassie.
Not even close.
I'm guessing this is a TNA knockout.
You would be super wrong.
Really?
I mean, the words are in the person's freaking theme song.
Why am I blanking on his name? I know who you're talking about.
I don't know.
Tyler Breeze?
There you go. He's part man, part model.
All right. Who's all man, maybe not model, but BWP.
He's a man.
Yes, he is.
He's a man's man.
And he is the man that won the Red Bulls game on the road at Chicago. 1-0 BWP. 15th goal of the year, making him the first player in MLS history with 5 seasons of 15-plus goals.
He's pretty good.
Dare I say MVP worthy?
Oh, well, we're never allowed to get that. But
No, we're not. Just like Pecky's not allowed to get Coach of the Year.
Right.
All right, let's get into this one. Tweets. Jeremy, you want to read those off for us?
Sure. Let's get crazy. All right, I'm going to see, where do I want to start, top or bottom? I'm going to start with some sane tweets, and then I think there's a crazy tweet here. Okay, Tonino M says, Atlanta would have won this 3-0. That's what bothers me. Atlanta might have won 3-2. Probably wouldn't have won a game 3-0. Just a saying. Patreon, big man, Red Coach J, Jeremiah says, a lot will be made about the actual performance, but that's exactly the kind of game we need to win to be successful. We look sluggish at times. We're much less aggressive than usual. We let a lot of the game happen in front of us, but we were on the road in a traditionally difficult place for us to play against a team that plays to our weaknesses and who beat us earlier this season. Sometimes you gotta grind. The guys dug deep, and that's the part to be happy about. Should have emailed us, but, I'll take the 2 tweets. It's fine.
Do it.
Will, WMM339, said, take the road points in a historically hard place to play. Didn't look that great, though.
I mean, nobody looked that great.
Right. Casey Jones, Grateful Shred 23, said, still showing tendencies of playing down to lower opponents, but a well-earned, much-needed 3 points. Keep on trucking. At this point, the Shield and Cup are possible, and I want to bask in the glory of both. He's like Keith Lee. He just wants to bask in the glory.
Who doesn't?
Sheehan FR says, what a horrible game plan. No fire or heart, just plain luck. Wrong.
I mean, I don't think that goal is a luck goal, so.
No, super not luck goal. All right, Tom Hurlbert 84 says, you got to find ways to win ugly games where your team doesn't have the best performance. If you want to contend for the Shield/do well in MLS Cup playoffs. Red Bulls did just that tonight. So while not a pretty game, I'll gladly take the 3 points. So there you is.
I mean, I guess ultimately that's the thing that matters is that Red Bulls got 3 points.
Yes.
And on the road, because that's in MLS, that is not a given.
Also, yes.
All right, so likes and dislikes. We'll start with what we disliked. Pat, you go first. What did you dislike the most about this one?
I think what I disliked most was that Truman and I went to Darcy's Tavern, which was fine. Don't get me wrong, it was fine for the most part. Except we had a 40th high school reunion going on in the same room. That was very loud and crowding. They asked me at one point to take a picture in the middle of the game. Nice people. I don't want to, like, if by any chance they're listening to this, think that we were like hating them, but it was a bit of a distraction, which kind of stunk. But other than that, I mean, not too much to dislike. I mean, there's actually maybe some stuff to dislike, but whatever.
Oh, it was so loud.
Yeah.
So loud. We had the last 5 minutes, everybody left, and there was 4 of us up in that room watching the game. So 5 minutes of silence.
Yeah.
My dislike, because I want to steal it from Jay, if Jay's going to take this one, is that referee was out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Out of his mind, throwing yellows all over the place. The fact that no one got sent off for anything was just shocking. Royer and Mouille got yellow carded 2 minutes apart.
Mm.
And Mouille had just come on, too.
Yeah, and the RZA got a yellow card in the 66th minute, which was just about 8 minutes before the other two. So this guy, I mean, I'm sorry, a lot of those yellows were ticky-tack.
Oh, yeah.
Ticky-tack calls that should have just been fouls, and that's about it, because none of them were, like, persistent infringement. I mean, Mouille especially, like you said, Jay, he just came on the field. And I mean, he looked young. I don't know how young he is, but it was just freaking crazy.
I mean, I get calling persistent infringement, but I didn't feel like that was even a thing.
No, I'm not in this game.
It was just like all of a sudden he's like, oh, well, let's just make this game interesting because it's been pretty boring. Let's just start throwing out yellows.
Yeah. And 4 of them were on the Red Bulls in the second half. So really, second half they're nursing a 1-goal lead and they're just getting yellow after yellow after yellow.
Mm-hmm.
My dislike, just that the game was honestly kind of boring. I mean,
which is not super exciting, no.
It wasn't, no. And Chicago had a decent crowd there, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Better than I thought. I think better than we all thought it was going to be.
But they were doing the wave in the 30th minute. So.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. I'm glad you remembered that.
They were a bored crowd.
I had to because the ESPN Plus broadcast, because Chicago, I guess nobody in Chicago wants to broadcast the Fire because ESPN is doing the broadcast for them.
Oh.
It tells you a lot about them, right? That no local station wants to cover the Fire, so ESPN Plus is part of the deal. MLS is doing it for them.
Wow.
But they focused on it because of the fact that it was happening. So, I mean, if I didn't remember that, then... But, yeah, like...
Must have been the night after WrestleMania crowd showed up there.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, there was no beach balls.
That we saw.
Well, true. Likes of the game. Truman, you go first. What did you like about this one?
Well, I know a lot of our tweets said that they won ugly, but when do you really win pretty on the road?
Yeah. When you destroy them like 4-0, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, it's so rare you get pretty wins, and this is, it's exactly what you wanted the team to do: win on the road, and really did not give up very many chances at all to Chicago. Mm-hmm. Really, only like a couple chances. Robles was, barely threatened. So yeah, I mean, if you just lock it down defensively on the road, eventually probably that 1 goal is going to come, and that's all you need. Now, if it comes in the, I don't know, third minute with BWP and DC, or it comes in the 56th minute on the road with BWP, I'll take either or. But yeah, just the fact that I think they really, really shut it down defensively, and that's what leads to a good road win.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to echo that as well. I know, yeah, like you said, a lot of our tweeters were not exactly happy about the ugly win, but yeah, I mean, you said it. It's not in this league, you rarely win pretty on the road, and an ugly win is something that in the end, 3 points is 3 points. I mean, this may sound weird coming from me because I've been highly critical of how this team has looked under Armas, but mostly, that's mostly games on the road. I mean, I'm sorry, mostly games at home where it's like I don't want to see them win ugly at home, but on the road, I'll take an ugly win. I mean, I certainly did like the occasional destruction that we saw on the road under the previous regime. But in the end, 3 points is 3 points. And I forget who said it, but something about these are the types of games, ugly or not, you need to win if you want to compete for Supporters Shield and MLS Cup.
Did you? I forget. Did you talk about the actual goal BWP scored?
No,
not really.
Please, go ahead.
Let's talk about that, because not only is the guy just a very consistent goal scorer, but to get in position off of a very, very, very quick counter, because that was literally within like 30 yards.
That's a turnover. That's not even a counter. That's a turnover right there.
But then on top of all that, to flick the ball up with your right foot and then chip it with the outside of the same exact foot.
Mm-hmm.
Without the ball hitting the ground. So it's technically a volley as well. I mean, come on. And I might as well go into afterthoughts is the fact that, again, I'm not saying he has to win, but how is that not a goal of the week candidate? Because Philly has a goal against New England, which was a redirect, that counts as a goal of the week candidate. Like, seriously.
I mean, the goal of the week is going to be a goal from a team I'm not going to talk about tonight.
No, they didn't win.
Well, then everyone's dumb.
The whatever goal from RSL won. That's
okay, sure,
yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, by the way, we are going to talk about them show minutes and dumping.
Oh, you put it in there? Okay.
Yeah.
It's fan voting. That's what it is. Or actually, it's a Montreal goal. It was against the RSL.
Ugh.
But you got a little fan voting. But seriously, like, listen, I get that we're not going to win because fan voting sucks. But how can you tell me that Wright Phillips' goal was not a top 5 goal of the week?
I don't know.
Because it's just BWP being BWP, I guess.
Yeah.
So he's ruined expectations. Is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that's my and my afterthought. So.
Up to Goonerberger at Josh's Tavern in Bradley Beach is delicious.
Yeah.
Recommend it.
Yeah, I mean, not really much else to talk about with this game since it was not a thriller, for sure. Again, ugly win, which is totally fine. I don't know. There's really there's not much to touch on with this.
No.
They won 1-0. That's all that really matters in the end. So.
Yep.
3 points.
So that takes us to prediction standings. Nobody got the game completely right, but we all called the win. So standings are unchanged, but Truman is now at 18 points. Pat's at 14. I am at 13.
Oh, and again, real quick afterthought, I guess. I believe I mentioned this last week. And a bunch of people on Twitter said this is in a historically difficult place to play. What did I say last week? Not anymore.
Yeah.
And honestly, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It really wasn't.
Well, I mean, it's still difficult because it was a grind, but
yeah, well, that's okay.
But
grinds happen. It's not like
no, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying. I mean, I think it's still tough, but
we clinched a supporter shield there for Christ's sake.
we clinched.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was going to say we clinched 2, but no, we clinched
the first one
at home against Chicago.
Right, and then walloped them. Yeah, like we said, walloped them last year. So,
which. We're not playing them at the end of the year because that was the second game against them this year. So, all right. Red Bull standings watch. They stay second in the East. However, Atlanta did not play this week, which means that we are now 1 point back of Atlanta with a game in hand.
Oh.
Yep.
Right. So, I mean, that was, if you want to say, it was one of our games in hand and we won it. So, doing the
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about a game that's going to matter midweek in a few minutes, but so right now the Red Bulls are tied for second. Well, technically tied on points, but they are still winning with the win tiebreaker because wins, of course, over goal difference is the way to go. Although I don't think it really matters. I think we have a goal difference anyways. Either way, but NYCFC is tied with us on points, but we have one more win, so therefore we are second place. Yeah. So Red Bulls have a I think it's 7 or 8 days covered up because I think the next one after. Let's see. Yeah, so they're going to start a 3-game, 8-day stretch. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. 4-game. Of course, my count doesn't come up. Let's see. 1, 7, 8, 9, 12. Sorry, 4 and 12 day.
Cool.
Or actually, because 4 and 12. Wait, what? Nope, I'm sorry. Let's call it 5 and 16 because I keep looking down the schedule and basically a very busy end of September. Or August. One of those is a makeup game against Houston, which unfortunately got stuck midweek. So, but they're going to start off this stretch with 2 away games. The first one being away. And I'm going to write this because it's what Truman put in the agenda. The Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, that's who they're playing.
That game is Saturday the 18th at 7 p.m. It'll be broadcast on MSG. Vancouver comes into the game with a 9-9-6 record, 5-4-2 at home, 33 points, best for only 7th in the West. And the last 5 was 2 losses, a win, a draw, and a win. So relatively up and down form as of late. Truman, since you're in the lead, you go first. What's your prediction for the Vancouver match?
Can I just say ugh? Because that's how I feel about this upcoming week.
Well, I mean, it's not a score, but you could say that.
Boy, this is going to be a tough one to call because they play on not grass, right? So they play in beach place or whatever they want to call it, which I hate.
Honestly, I'm surprised this game's at 4. It's 4 p.m. East or local time. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I am too.
Maybe it's Vancouver Day or something.
Yeah. Dumb turf. Red Bulls fully rested. Vancouver not so much because they played in their super ultimate 4-team Canada Cup thing, which somehow gets them into CCL, which is so dumb.
So it's technically 16s, by the way. It's just there's like 3 rounds with only 2 teams.
Yay.
Anyway, do I think they can win 2 road games in a row? I'm going to say, why not? 2-1. Why not? I think they can win this game. I think it's going to be the next game that's going to be a lot tougher. So I'm going to keep riding the high. I believe they won the last time they were in Vancouver.
I think they drew.
I don't know. I know Bradley Wright Phillips scored. I don't know how long ago that was.
Well, 2 years because...
Well, I know that, but I don't remember which one they won. But I think it was kind of recent. According to another podcast, they like to talk about how they struggle there. But I don't care about that crap. I'm just going to go out on a limb, say a 2-1 win.
I mean, I don't think, Vancouver's all that great. And yeah, like Truman said, they had that stupid Canada Cup thing that they played midweek. Should we still be kind of out of sorts for the cross-country trip? I think so. But I think we've been playing well enough that we can grind another result out. I am going to go with a draw, though, so I'm going to say a 1-1 draw for the Red Bulls this Saturday night.
Sorry, Truman, what did you say again? Because I was looking up the Vancouver result from 2 years ago.
The Vancouver Canucks result, 2-1 win.
Which 2 years ago we won 1-0, and you were right. Wright Phillips scored because, of course, he does.
Hey! I remember something that happened 2 years ago.
Actually, what was the date? Yeah, just about 2 years ago, September 3rd. That year.
Whatever. My fun fact I remembered on Saturday night was way weirder and obscure. You remember about the goalie, the mystery?
Oh
goalie?
yeah. Oh geez, yeah.
Yeah.
Pat remembered a stat from ages ago that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what? Because apparently this is a thing for the Red Bulls one goal games. I'm going to stick with what just happened. I'm going to go 1-0 with victory. First off, because we just did that against Chicago. Second off, because we did it 2 years ago against Vancouver. And third, the Red Bulls apparently love 1-goal games. It's like 12 or 13, I think, this year so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's go with the 1-0 because let's keep this one goal streak going.
The only thing we know definitely about the traveling to Vancouver and playing there is that Thierry Henry will not play in this game.
Oh, that's too sad.
Yeah.
Or apparently Zlatan Ibrahimovic won't play anymore on turf after like 10 minutes in Portland.
Had enough. I mean, that's the place that Henry did play in.
That's the one place he was okay with it too.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot of guys say that their Portland turf is the only one that's okay.
The best thing is, if you read there's a comment I saw today from him, and it's like, he's like, turf is not what soccer is meant to be played on. It's like, I haven't played on turf before, but Portland has the worst turf. And I'm like, you've only played on one field.
Right.
And you have more to play on, so let's not rush your judgment on the worst yet.
He's Zlatan. He knows.
He's Zlatan his mouth all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Red Bull's second game coming up on Wednesday, August 22nd, 7 p.m. on Fox Sports 1.
Ooh.
Because what else they showing on a Wednesday night?
Some NHRA replay, I guess.
Always exciting.
What's the odds that that's the lead-in for this match?
Oh, gotta be.
I hope so.
It'll run too late. It'll run late for some reason.
Joe Bob Rickens, another big old Jack round here. He really hit it hard. On the last 100 feet there, squeaked out the big ring, and now boom. Next up, Red Bull and the footy foot, or whatever they call it. Should be fun.
That sounds very much like John Force. Any of you know who John Force is?
Nope.
Okay. Well, if any of our listeners know who John Force is, they'll agree.
The weird thing is, like, that replay will be obviously pre-taped and will still go like 2 minutes long.
Oh yeah, right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, NYCFC comes in with a record of 14-5-5, 10-0-2 at home. That means they're undefeated because, win, loss, draw. 47 points tied with the Red Bulls, but like I said before, third in the East because of the wins factor. Last 5, 2 wins, a loss, a draw, and a win.
Which will change, obviously. I'm sure they're playing this weekend, right?
They got to be. I don't know if they're playing or
They're
not.
playing, I believe, Philly.
They're at Philly.
Okay.
So
obviously that's going to change, but not for this show.
No. So Truman, again, because you're up on top, you get to go first. What's going to happen on Wednesday?
And which won't change no matter what happens. I fucking hate that this game's on a Wednesday. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's obviously a massive game. It's complete shit that it's on a Wednesday night. Wednesday night soccer is fucking stupid. That being said, I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. Each team got to win. I have no problem dialing in a 1-1.
Yeah, that sucks. It's a Wednesday night, but what are you going to do? If you want to go to the game, it looks like you can get tickets for $22 no step up. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I mean, look, NYCFC they're just destroying it at home this year. Red Bulls didn't look all that great last game. Unfortunately, I'm going to go with a 1-0 loss. I don't see Red Bulls coming out with the W in this one.
Remember what happened? Well, I guess it's the same scenario, right? I think the last time they played NYCFC, they had a short week. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think NYC had a short week.
I thought.
I have the schedule up, so I'll check. All months. Okay, let me just filter that.
I mean, unless we played a game shortly afterwards. I know, again, that was in a tight space.
So let's see. No, the last time we played it, we had a week off.
Okay, you're right. I'm looking at it now.
I think they had a short week. I think they had the short week going into that game.
Okay,
but that was
when coaching change
left.
Yep.
So you can make an argument for a short week because, in theory, the coaching staff was different at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
And that was right. We lost Velo
right before that game too.
Right, like what, 2 days beforehand?
It was announced like within an hour of kickoff too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel lost, but here's the thing. This is a very critical game for the Red Bulls, and for NYC as well, obviously.
Right.
Because either the Red Bulls will be up like 2 or 3 points, or NYC will see us up, right? Just based on whatever happens this week. It's either we're going to be tied or one team's going to be ahead. But the Red Bulls still have a game in hand. So if they want to make that game in hand count, the best thing they can do is get at least a draw out of this game. Because then if they end up behind, at least then they're within striking distance. If they lose this game and they lose over the weekend, they dug a unfortunately big hole to dig themselves out of, even for second place at that point. And it sounds weird saying that in August, but 6 points with like what? Let's see, 14, 5, and 5. So NYC's got 10 games left, minus these two. So they would have 8 games left and have to drop 6 points. Like that's not impossible, but very unlikely given their home form. So this is going to be a very important game. I am going to go with a 1-1 draw also, because I feel like it's obviously not the best result, but it's the let's get out of this alive result. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like that's like this game right now to me feels like the United States needs to go on the road in CONCACAF and getting a critical road draw just to stay alive in qualifying almost.
And then fuck it up somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe do it. All right. So that's I'm hope and we do reserve the right to change the Wednesday game, by the way.
Right, because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Most likely we won't, but we do reserve the right.
Yeah. Sherman and I never do.
Well, I mean, if BWP goes down with an injury or red card, obviously we can all change things.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not me. I mean, I still got the loss. So.
All right. Did you update the NY Red Bulls, the New York Red Bulls 2 and Sky Blue stuff?
Yes, I did.
Honestly, I couldn't tell because I don't remember what they were last week. Okay.
They won. One team won last week. You can probably take a guess who.
No, neither team won.
No, Red Bull 2 won last week.
It doesn't say that on the agenda.
I mean, the week before the last agenda, they won that game. They clearly did not win this game.
Yeah. New York Red Bulls 2 hosted Louisville City.
No, they were in. I believe they were in Louisville City.
Okay? I thought they hosted for some reason.
No, it was on the road.
Okay. Well, 6-4 loss.
Nice.
Yeah, that is not the right side to be on.
Let's play some 5-on-5 that night.
Their next match is this Friday, the 21st, and they're hosting North Carolina FC. Sky Blue FC still without a win. 2-1 loss to the Houston Dash. The next match is this Saturday, the 18th, and they'll be hosting the Utah Royals. When's their last game? Does anybody know? Their last home game?
I don't know.
No idea.
Because I think we talked about going to the last home game.
We did?
I thought we talked about it. Which would be September 8th at noon. Which... Okay, it's a Saturday, but that's a really weird time to host the final... Your final regular season game. Anyway. Yeah, so hopefully they can turn it around this week and get at least one win. Dumping ground.
Woo!
I have nothing, so you guys go ahead.
Where to start? Let's talk about gambling, shall we? Let's talk about legal sports gambling.
It's legal.
In what? Oh boy. Listen, my one friend says he couldn't wait to find out about the bad beat that I received on my first legal sports bet. So yeah, Pat and I went to Monmouth Park.
Yep.
Which in a torrential downpour. Where not a lot of people were there, and we both put $10 on three-way parlays.
Yep.
I picked all winners. Obviously, I didn't pick. What I'm saying is, I didn't pick a draw. I picked the 3 teams would win. We both picked the Red Bulls.
Yes.
I picked then Toronto to beat NYCFC, and I picked Seattle to beat Dallas. Pat, you picked who?
I picked Galaxy to beat Minnesota and the Timbers to beat Vancouver.
Now, how did that go for you?
If I was, as I recall, I believe both teams let me down.
I got pissed because I turned on the Toronto NYC game because I have $10 riding on it. And someone will mention shortly decided to get sent off about 10 minutes into the game and fucked it all up.
Yep.
Because I feel if that person did not get sent off, they might have had a chance to win because Seattle won later on that night.
Yep.
So I was one certain former Red Bull player away from maybe actually having a chance of winning $74.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Not to be. It was not to be. Yeah. But I will say this, that was fun.
Yeah. For those who want to become degenerates, DraftKings, their online app is now live. I've been using it. I made a $1 bet this for the midweek games, actually, another parlay. I like the parlays. Where I just got house, actually, on this one. I mean, I bet, let's see, who played? I bet on LASC to win. Okay, so they actually won. I bet on them to win. I bet Portland to win against DC. DC won 4-1. And I bet the Galaxy to beat Colorado, and they drew Colorado 2-2. So that was another parlay down the joint. And not that you should take my advice, which seems to be the moral of all this, but I have made yet another parlay on DraftKings. And I have bet that our game would be a draw. I bet that, let's see here. I bet that, let's see, what game's that? Oh, I bet Atlanta would beat Columbus. And then I also bet, if I can log on fast enough, it doesn't look like it's going to let me. I bet FC Dallas would beat Minnesota. So, yeah, so we had something more fun with gambling. Obviously, you shouldn't listen to me because I'm bad at it. But, there you go.
I feel like we should put a disclaimer here. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem,
we're not responsible people.
Yeah,
not our job.
I mean, I'm betting $1 a parlay. So
yeah.
if you're betting $100 on a parlay, you probably have a problem. Unless you make lots of money.
Pat and I both bet $10 while we were just driving to Darcy's to watch it.
So. I would guess like one $100 bet is not a big deal. But if you're doing multiple $100 bets, that's a problem.
Yeah. If you're like that lady who once came into a liquor store like 13 years ago when I worked there, and she was scratching a scratch out, she said, "This doesn't win. There's no Christmas." Then you might have a gambling problem.
Or hold on, I can up you on this one. The woman at the supermarket I used to work at bought a scratched off, and she knew exactly where I needed the barcode for me to scan it. Scratched just that off, handed it back to me, and made me check it.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Immediately. Not even like she came back like 5 minutes later. No, she did it in front of me. So, yeah.
There you go.
Remember, I got nothing, so you guys got to drive this one.
Pat, it's your turn to start this.
Well, yeah, I guess at this point, I mean, is not exactly fun for us to give credit where credit's due in certain cases like this one. But Wayne Rooney, that was a hell of a play at the end of the game against Portland to get a big W.
I believe he beat against Orlando because they beat last night, which he scored.
I was thinking Portland because of Will Johnson. I forgot he was in Orlando.
I bet he did too.
Yeah. So it was against Orlando. It was ridiculous. I mean, it really was one of those plays you want to see a guy in the team make, kind of running back to get the steal, and then a quick kick up there for the goal. It was a beautiful thing to watch. I mean, it's just unfortunate it was DC, but I mean, I don't have full hatred for Wayne Rooney yet. He hasn't been on DC long enough. From my understanding, he's been lazy for a lot of his tenure. That's what I believe I've heard. So just to see this one little thing, it was kind of nice.
Orlando, first of all, was stupid because hold on. Let's preface this by saying DC was stupid because they sent their keeper all the way up in a tie game.
Mm.
And then hold on. Before you say Orlando's stupid, I guess the refs are stupid. Well, I'm going chronological order on this. That's why. So after the ball is cleared on that corner, I can't remember the guy from Orlando, but there's a guy streaking, and you see Lucio Acosta stick out his foot to trip the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now, granted, it's behind the play, so the main ref's not going to see it. But he sticks his foot out, takes away what would have been the clear outlet pass for a clear goal scoring opportunity. And that is why Will Johnson was in the position he was, where he probably should have kicked it away.
Yes.
Right. But I mean, again, so Orlando could have had the counter. The player with the ball, I don't remember names. I don't care. Could have launched it way before Rooney got close to him and if not put it in net. The other guy that did eventually catch up to him could have buried it. But that all being said, it was a fucking amazing play by Wayne Rooney, who's about 85 years old at this point.
Yeah.
To not give up on a play, to chase the dude down, to win the ball. The ball doesn't go out of bounds and launches the cross of all crosses.
Yeah.
It really was a fantastic play. So I'm not going to take it away from him again, but Orlando, you stupid. You stupid Orlando. Don't give DC good plays.
All right, well, I guess moving on to that then. Are we talking about Josie Altidore's red card? Did you guys actually see the red card?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was a VAR red card.
Yeah, I mean, he was jostled a little bit, and then with the ball nowhere near in play, he just turned around and gave the defender a nice, good, swift kick to the shin.
In like the 12th minute.
My God, how petulant and soft is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went off on how soft this guy was last year when we got knocked out of the playoffs by them because he had his little fight where he had this little dive on the field and fight with Sasha Kleshchin following his not being able to handle Red Bull fans heckling him. This guy is so soft. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I don't know if they added games. I hope they did. I have a feeling I would have heard if they did. I don't think they did. But I mean, it's just there's no place for that. If you can't handle a little bit of contact, you don't belong to be playing in this sport or any sport for that matter.
Especially a guy who's a bigger forward. He's a big guy, you know.
This has been his career. I mean, how many times have we seen him on the national team, which is where I get to see a majority of his playing? You know, he gets someone breathes on him in the box and he falls down looking for a penalty kick.
Mm-hmm.
And despite the fact that he's bigger than, like you said, half the people on the field, it's just absolutely ridiculous how soft this guy is. Josie, for the love of God, this is who you're going to be. Just retire. Get it over with. I mean, you're not going to play another World Cup anyway. I mean, come on, man.
Maybe he should have stayed in MLS and not went to Europe because it probably would have toughened him up.
Maybe. I don't know. Good question.
You know, maybe he goes off to Europe and everyone's falling over and he's like, oh, I guess this is the way we all play now.
Yeah.
You just fall over and get calls. I mean, that doesn't make up for kicking a guy in the back of the leg.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Speaking of that, I'm going to do the terrible team of the week now, and then I'm going to go to our last topic because it has to do with Josie and the red card. My terrible team is just going to be the officials and idiot players. I have to give it to people like Josie, the one player from Minnesota in a 2-2 game against the Galaxy. LA wins a free kick, and he decides just to pick up the ball and throw it into the air, which leads to his second yellow, red card sending off. There was a red card in the DC game, obviously, which put Orlando down a man. There was a straight red in the Dallas-Seattle game, although they didn't come until like the 89th minute or so. There were so many red cards, just stupid plays, really stupid plays all over the league. Again, referee handing off 6 yellow cards in the Red Bulls game. It was just a little too much. So yeah, I'm just going to give the referees combined with Josie Altidore's as captain of the dumb players as the terrible team of the week.
So we're basically going like an all-star team.
Yes,
team of the week.
That's right. We're putting it together in a squadron. Yeah. Half of it will be officials, and the other half are players. Okay, so that being said, last item of the day, which we could talk a lot about this if you'd wanted to. But a story just came out today that La Liga is agreeing to it's a 15-year deal to bring regular season games to the U.S. and Canada. Now, they have not announced when the games or where they'll be played or who's going to play in these games. The only thing that they've said is that El Clasico will not be played, on U.S. or Canadian soil. That'll always be played in Spain. So do you guys have thoughts before I do?
I feel like if you're going to sign this deal, that should have been like the first game you have over here, right?
No, because you cannot take that away from those two teams' home fields. You just can't.
Well, I mean, I get that, but like,
I'll tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to get like a 12th place team will be the host of like Barcelona.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen.
See, what would have made sense is the first game. I guess you start it not this season but next season, and you have it be your. I don't know what their version of it is, but like whatever the hell like the preseason match is between the league winners and the cup winners. I forget what it's called in England too, but you know what I'm talking about?
It's the Community Shield in England.
So I assume they have an equivalent in Spain.
They do.
So I mean, you can bring that over. That gets you one of the two teams almost always, right? And then you're not taking a home game away because that's a preseason game anyway.
Right. Well, they're saying regular season games, and that is not a regular season game.
I know, but I'm just like, if you're going to start it, like that's not necessarily a bad idea to start it with.
I think what they're basically doing is doing what the NFL does in England.
Yeah.
They take the Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Buccaneers, take away one of their home games, and then throw like a decent team over there to play against.
Now, sorry, go ahead, Pat.
I was going to say, I mean, this move, who cares? I mean, like, it's just like, it's probably going to be like Valencia versus, I don't know, what's another team? Real, Valencia? Like, who cares? Like, it's going to be like,
or something.
I mean, unless it is, like you said, Barcelona versus garbage team or Madrid versus garbage team. I mean, I suppose if they put one of these two teams in like a MLS stadium, maybe you'll sell it out. But I mean, is there really that much passion for any other for La Liga football? I mean, I understand there's Madrid, there's Barcelona,
right?
Is there any like desire for that league?
I mean, it would have to be a top three team if you were going to play in a football stadium. Which I think is the only way you're going to attract, like you said, that's the only way to attract fans. It's got to be a top three club playing it doesn't matter who they play. Real Madrid plays, who cares? You can throw that probably anywhere and it's going to be sellout near sellout, especially being a regular season game.
Right.
And I guess they're going to win anyway. So you get the, whatever. Well, now here's was there any part of this that the MLS was involved with? I didn't.
No, this is associated with the people who bring that, whatever you call the International Champions Cuparoo.
The ICC?
Yeah, whatever the heck that is.
Because, like, the way I could see this working, because here's my problem, right? They're going to have a standalone game, which means that the leagues in the U.S. will not really benefit from this.
No,
and that's the biggest
get to that too.
That's the biggest drawback, is that really it's going to hurt MLS.
I feel it'll be kind of a slap in the face to Major League Soccer because there's a good chance that it'll be played in MLS season.
Oh, it's got to be right. They're playing in December. Like even in Florida in December, they're not playing it there.
Right?
So.
They're not gonna play in the late fall, winter time because obviously college football and NFL football is going to be dominating everything. So yeah, you would think it'd be around now or around spring.
But here's the thing: around spring, now you're starting to get into the end of your cup runs and Champions League quarterfinals, semifinals. Like those teams are already traveling enough as it is.
Well, so then there you go. I mean, that just raises the likelihood it's going to be garbage team versus garbage team. Unless again it is like the first game of the season. Which
will be tough to sell to fans because when we bring the NFL to England, it's a sport that they don't really play in. So it's a novelty. So people are going to come out for a novelty. It's not a novelty here. You know, people aren't going to see junk team versus junk team because they're going to be like, we have, oh my God. I mean, I'd like to say we have fans here actually go to games, but we know there's a bunch of Euro idiots who don't. Right. Well, I'll go to the La Liga game. That's a real league.
I mean, we had the ICC here for the last few years. I mean, they don't, as far as I know, they don't sell at every game of their thing either.
No, but they do well. They do well with the bigger clubs.
But that's bigger club versus bigger club. It's not going to be bigger versus smaller.
Right.
The only way I see this really being beneficial, at least to U.S. soccer in general, and I imagine that this will never happen, especially if the ICC guys are the ones running this, is if you had a double header where you somehow arranged it so I guess La Liga would be the lead-in, and then you'd have like a New York Red Bulls New York City match right after, and hope for like 40 to 50% of people to stay because they already paid and they're already there.
And the La Liga game would probably be the early game because again, their fans are out in Spain.
Yeah,
right. They're not waiting for a night game, so it would have to be like on their.
And then honestly. And so think about that, right? You get, like say, what? Let's call it 10 a.m. game Eastern time,
right? You could play 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You could play at 3 o'clock.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I guess 1 o'clock. You got to do the turnover of the field, but tell me that you can't sell. Well, I guess Fox you can't sell them on it because they don't own the rights to La Liga, but like. If Fox owned the rights to La Liga, you could sell that to them. Hey, you're already going to be here, right? You're receiving your production costs like that. You could make this work, but I know it's not going to happen.
Right, and I mean, it's if they ran a legit doubleheader in an MLS stadium, and the fans, they're not going to go. Yeah,
but then that's when you don't run it, and that's when you take a game like what the hell's the California Classico or whatever they call it.
El Tráfico.
No. El Tráfico is LA versus LA. I'm talking LA.
Oh, yeah.
San Jose. Where San Jose moves that game to Stanford because it's a bigger stadium. Do something like that. Like there's just the one game that the Red Bulls don't play at Red Bull Arena. Now they play it at MetLife.
Well, I would never let that happen in a million years. That would be.
I'm just saying, like if it's going to help U.S. soccer, this is the way it's going to work. It's not like.
But we know it wouldn't. We know there's no way. It's just not going to. It's not
because even if Soccer United marketing was involved, they're still not going to do it. They're not in it for U.S. soccer. They're in it for themselves.
Right. Like we said, I think anything it's just a detriment to MLS.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So is that it?
Yeah, I think we talked enough about this. If anyone has opinions, let us know.
The best thing is, I don't have to remember Truman's Terrible Team of the Week because you already did it.
That's right.
All right, so let's wrap this one up. You can visit us, patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month. All you need to listen to exclusive content, such as the monthly recap. The last one we did was with Bobby Warshaw of MLSsoccer.com, and that's worth a listen.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to email us, redbullrant@gmail.com. If you want to call us, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter, @Red Bull Rant for the show, @Dr. Stooch, myself, @PMACD82, Pat, @The Truman for Truman. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, and also on YouTube if you would prefer to listen to it there. Last words before we get out of here.
The Vancouver Canucks decided to bring back their cool black, yellow, and red jerseys for select games this year. But aside from that, Vancouver, you stink. Red Bulls, win.
Yeah, prove me wrong. Win.
All right, so for Pat, Truman, and myself, this has been episode number 277 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Later.